away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting from 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, 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 YouTubers and friends, how are all of you doing tonight? See, we have the regular Flash fam here, which is always good to have. Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest super moderator, Jim from Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp, Smith's Gold, good to see you, Jeff. I'm surprised you don't have baseball tonight. Indiana Gold Getter Scotty, how you doing? Randy, Scotty, Tony. And we have The Asylum with Mark Miller, which I fondly call Music Man Mark Miller because he's a very good musician. And he wrote Flash Bash along with JP's Bar, a couple of other great tunes. Terry Curry, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Bill and Heath, Dottie, how you doing? Ohio Relic Hunter, good to see you, Bill. And welcome to the Flash Fam. Are you digging it? Pretty early in the morning or very late in the evening there in the morning time in the UK. Mitch, how are you doing graveyard prospecting? I don't know how good of gold our guest gets. Depends who calls in, if anyone calls in. GoPro Unlimited, good to see you, the other Jeff. Park Rat Pat, good to see you, brother. Who else is here? Papa Roos, what's in the dirt? How are you doing, Bill? Good to see you. David, how are you doing? I know you do. And our friend Damon. And speaking of Damon, next month's going to be a pretty good month. We have Damon from West Coast Gold Prospecting with us. He's out of southeastern or southwestern Oregon. Beautiful country, some good gold to be had. Miss my days along the Rogue River and in Josephine County. Secret Creek Prospecting, how you doing, Kirk? Good to see you. Thomas, how you doing, Pennyweight? Always good to see you, my friend. I'm not doing too bad, Papa Roos. I'm not doing too bad. Could be worse, could be better. A lot better than the last 6 months. A lot's been going on. But then on the fourth we have Damon from West Coast Prospecting, and then on the 11th, two of the shows are already posted on my channel. We have Jim from Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp out of Greensburg, Indiana. Don't know why it says Greensville there on my list, but it's Greensburg, Indiana. Some good gold, fossils, garnets. Jim posts a really nice pay to dig place where camping's free. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but we'll be hearing about Cottonwood Trails and what that gold camp has to offer on the 11th. Then Matt from Inside Bend Prospecting, another Washingtonian. Believe he's from Washington. He might be from Oregon, but I believe he's from Washington. He'll be joining us on the 18th, and then the 25th is another open line Tuesday. We don't have ToledoJess tonight. He has some family stuff going on, which is very important. Matt's Oregonian now. Okay. Patrick Truesdale, how are you doing? Good to see you. Been a while. If any of you were listening to us while ToledoJess and I were on Prospectors Radio Sunday night, I talked about some changes to Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Coming June 22nd, um, I guess the anniversary show would actually be June 20th. I'd be airing pretty much without missing a date for 6 years. Yes, all of you know when my mom died and I had the memorial services in Camas, Washington, and in Anaheim, California, and her funeral, unfortunately, I had to cancel 3 shows. One was because I had to drive back from California, no thanks to Southwest Airlines. And unfortunately, they said they pay for everything except for my missed wages or lost wages, but we have yet to get anything back from them. And I'm sure they'll take their dear sweet time. I know in the season, all of you, unless you're down under, then it's your winter, but you're probably, or during our summer, it's your winter, but you're probably out anyway, uh, depending on what part of the country you're in. So, I decided after June to take kind of a break. So, starting this year from now on, we'll be taking off July, August, September, and October. And that way, you can always email me and tell me what you think, or call in later, tell me what you think when I drop in the link. That way I'm able to get out on the stream more. I could concentrate more on work and regain a lot of my loss. There's been a lot of stuff happen with me that hasn't been good at all, that I keep close to my chest. I don't need to share it with you. A couple might know, but I guarantee 99% of you don't. It just hasn't been a good half year last 4 months of last year and the first 3 months of this year. Just let's just say it hasn't been good. So we're gonna take off those 4 months. That way I could work on perfecting the show into the 6th year of production. I do my best, Terry. I do my best. Frank, how are you doing, looters? And Mitch apparently is going to be running the show while I'm gone. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's not set in stone, but I'm really thinking about it. I enjoy doing the show. I enjoy hanging out with all of you every Tuesday night. I get to bed pretty late on Tuesday nights because of post-production. I re-edit my soundtrack for podcast. And if you're ever driving and you miss a show, I have last 2 seasons available over at Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, Anchor.fm, Google Podcast, Amazon Music and Podcasts, and a couple others. I am planning on being at Candy's birthday at the Freedom, I forget what he's calling it. Don't know if it's Freedom Bash or what. But I'm going to be at Cottonwood Trails for my friend Candy's birthday. Looking for a real, looking to have a really good time. I know Rose is going to be there, my favorite vixen. And it's a good thing because I forgot her her two-toes crevice tool and her dream mat last year at Flash Bash. And she's a really great gal, and I need to get it to her. D&L Treasures, good to see you. But let me head over to the other set and maybe I'll drop a link and see who wants to call in and talk and show their gold porn if they have any. So stick around. Hey YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with ToledoJess and I. Well, it's just I tonight, like I said earlier, and yeah, it's great seeing all of you. This is my favorite day of the week, and all of you guys are the reason why. JP Lanzamore, David Villa, hola, bien amigo. Good to see all of you. Let me get an invite link. I'm going to put it in the chat. And invite you up. Jesse's not here, Ronald, if you would have been on time, you would have known. Good to see you, Ronald. So, last year I had a really slow year at prospecting. I ended up metal detecting a lot more than prospecting last year. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, And a lot of it's what happened in the last 6, 7 months. I'm not going to be able to make it to Blue Lead's Nugget Hunt on the North Yuba in July. I was really wanting to get out there and see some of my friends and brothers, but that ain't going to happen. So, sorry, Jeff. I was really looking forward to seeing you and Gary, along with Top Cat, Bennett, the Mining Hawaiian, Tim, the Hugh Hefner of the Yuba River. All great guys. I can't make it. Can't make it. I need to win the lottery in a mass way, and that ain't gonna happen because I don't gamble. I don't go to casinos and I don't play the lottery. So that ain't gonna happen. JP's going to the Nugget Hut. Well, yours past half years must have been better than mine. To be, if you, no, I'm not gonna air it out there. I'm not gonna air it out there. But just say, um, hacker and a loss of thousands, along with the trips I had to do for my mom's funeral, has to do with it. I'm not going to get into anymore. So, Freedom Fest. Freedom Fest. I'll be at Freedom Fest in May, the weekend of the 20th at Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp. Gonna be a great time. Well, that's cool. I wish I could go to Blue Lead's outing. Hell yeah. Wish I could. Funny, Mitch. Funny. No, I don't think so, David. But I think that's what Bobby Freedom calls his outings, Freedom Fest or something like that. Brewer, how you doing, Jeff? Brewers Prospecting, good to see you. Indiana Glitter Getter, good to see you. It's good to see all of you. Let me pin that link to the top of the chat. If I can find it. And that way, if anyone wants to hop in and join me on Zoom, you're more than welcome to. I'd appreciate that. It's good to see some new names in here also. Um, I'm really looking forward to next Tuesday's show when I have my friend and brother Damon on again. He was a guest a couple years ago. My email's really simple, brother. It will be in the chat room really quick. So. So unfortunately, there isn't any gold shows, many GPAA gold shows this year. I know the Indiana chapter had a show earlier uh, in the year, last month, I believe it was. Uh, the Central Indiana chapter of the GPAA, Jeffrey from Indiana Pay Dirt Company, and Thomas, I forget his other company, prospectinggear.com. They hosted it. Um, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to that. Then we have Fossick at the Swank West property the first weekend after Memorial Day weekend, I believe it is. Then Labor Day weekend, we have Gold Rush Days at the Swank West. I wasn't there last year, but I hope to be there this year. I was really hoping to have Flash Bash this year, but all you know, I had to cancel it. Would love to make it, Jeff, but I can't. But it's the last weekend in July at Union Flats. I believe no more camp spots are available. I believe they're all reserved. Um, on Tim Blue Lead's claim up there on the North Fork Yuba River. Um, gonna be a great time. Dana was there last year. Dana's gonna be there again this year, and it's gonna be a good time. Jeff said there's other campgrounds around there. I might be able to make it to the one after that, but not this year. Not this year. Too much has happened and it hasn't been good. But, life goes on and it always could be. But then November we'll start our next season, our 6-year season for the most part. So give you a little heads up. I'll probably be taking 4 months off from the show. Working on more edited content. Not saying I won't have live streams, because I'll be having my live auctions probably once a month during that time. And then I might have some other live streams. But I think I'm just going to take a break from Tuesday Night Hangout Live and work on doing things better. No one gonna take the invite, and I'm not sure if this show's gonna last the full 2 hours tonight. Because last thing I want to do is have dead air. Last thing I want to do is have dead air, which I just had some. And I wasn't prepared for anything really other than an open line Tuesday, and I didn't get the text message from ToledoJess until about 7 o'clock. So, um, it's nice to know things more in advance, but when stuff happens, you usually can't help it. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna get some background music on. just so there's something planned. Just so there's something planned. So, hey Matt, how are you doing? Got your pictures? Oh, I'm not sure about. Someone's always coming up with something new on the market, Bill. I know Gold Claw, or I mean, Gold Cube is now putting out a really nice pick, prospecting pick and metal detecting pick. So am I, Matt. And like I was telling everyone earlier, you are gonna be on the 18th of next month of April, so looking forward to having Inside Band come on and we'll talk about Washington, Oregon, California, my old stomping grounds. I don't know. If you sent me an email, I have no idea because I haven't checked my email. I try not to have too much running. I'm checking now, Mitch. I'm checking now. I hope it ain't affecting my stream much at all. Looks good on that end. Hello, Liz. How are you doing? One of my favorite Canucks. I hope all is well, Liz. You're often in my prayers, sister. The next Scoop Adventures. Not much. We're having my monthly open line Tuesday, and we have a couple in the room. We have JP on. Let me get rid of this, JP. Shut down my end, so it's just you, buddy.
What's going on?
Not much. How are you doing, JP?
I'm all right. I was just sitting here watching the show. I said, well, I'm not going to let him sit there by himself. So I
There you go, my friend. There you go.
call in, help you out for a little bit, and see what's going on with you. Glad to hear you're really coming to the event. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, I've already talked to Jim about it, and he knows I need a place for a 25-foot long trailer. I think I'm having a surprise attack from my granddaughter, though. Come here, honey. Okay. Oh! Wave to everyone. Wave right there. And then if you want to see them all talking, they're right there. Raylan, not Rose. Or is Rose Briggs in the room?
Rose is in the chat.
Yeah, Rose! Good to see you, Mrs. Briggs. Rose knows treasure. Do me a favor. If you're not subscribed to Rose, and if you don't know Rose, you're missing out. She's an
Yes, you
awesome
are.
person. Totally awesome person. She's a personal friend of JP's and mine.
He is indeed.
And awesome person. Head over to her channel, show her all kinds of love, subscribe, and you'll be getting you'll be getting some stuff on that channel more often, I'm sure.
I know she has talked about doing a few videos. She has a treasure jug that she won from Benzo that she's kind of been dipping into a little bit. But
Well, I can just imagine what's going to be on that channel, JP. You know, she's into rock hounding. Guys like you and I got her bit by the gold bug. And she's magnet fishes and bottle hunts and metal detects. It's like all encompassing of
she
the
does it all,
appendages of the hand, you
most
know.
definitely. I
Yeah.
think she might be getting into a little bit of everything. That's for sure.
Thank you very much, Liz. She's an awesome person, Liz.
She just said the treasure fam got me addicted to it all. So
Yeah. Okay, honey. Don't pull down my green screen, love.
Terry Curry says, Rose, get on for old time's sake.
Well, that'd be awesome because JP, I had her I am up on Facebook, and I noticed she was on like 45 minutes prior to when I had it up, and I'm like, wonder if she has the time. Wonder if she would. You know, it's just me, and I didn't pull the trigger and I didn't send it a message. But
Should have.
yeah, yeah.
There's
I
Rose's channel right there. Brewer posted it.
yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Um, yeah, I'm stoked she's coming over to Freedom Fest too for Candu's birthday. That's gonna be excellent.
It's going to be a great time for sure.
I know you've been to Cottonwood Trails more
Mm-mm.
than you've
Nope.
never been there. All
Mm-mm.
your adventures to Indiana, you've never stopped by there.
No, just heard about it recently when he started making the YouTube stuff.
Huh. Well,
First time I heard about it.
Jim has a good camp there, and I'm sure since I saw it last, he's always working on it, and he has clean porta potty. He has a community fire pit. He has nice laid out trails and campsites. There's killer fossils to be found. Uh, Actually, Judy and I found a arrowhead when we were there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was in my classified materials. I think every year several artifacts get found, killer fossils, good gold, and not just fly poop, pickers, small nuggets, um, some nice garnets, and never know, maybe a copper float.
Oh, wow.
It's hard telling what you'll find there. It's in a good area. I think you'll like it, JP.
I'm going in April to Indiana. I'm going to swing over there while HD's up there for the day trip, kind of, just to check it out and see what it's like over there and stuff.
What day in April?
It'll be I think it's the weekend of the 22nd, maybe 23rd, something like that.
Maybe I'll drive down there, do a day trip.
Okay.
Been a long time since I've seen HD, and it's been a long time since I've seen you, brother.
Yeah, it's almost a year already.
Almost, yeah. First weekend of June was the last time I saw you last year, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, and with all that stuff with my mom, I wasn't able to commit going to your birthday bash, which,
Yeah, it's all right. There's always next year. Well, this
yeah,
year.
this year, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll get down there if I have to hitchhike with somebody.
There'll be a good group coming down, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe I could hold out my thumb far enough on 75 Can Do or something could pick me up on their when they're flying by. View. But no, I'm sure I could talk Judy into going down. Maybe we'll do what the Vixens do and rent a cabin. That way we don't have to tow the trailer and take the big truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could pack up my high banker and take that down because I hear there's some all right gold in that creek. Is that true?
There's a lot of gold in the creek.
Now, is that the same creek that flows through the Loud Mine? Or, I mean, Vane Mountain?
Lucky Strike.
It's the same one that flows through Lucky Strike?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Rose says you gotta rent the cabin early. Just gotta put a deposit on it for the weekend. I'll get with you for the details of it.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Now, they only have a handful of cabins, too,
I
don't
think
they?
five, maybe six, I think.
Oh, well, okay.
And I mean, there's a hotel that's not far away at all. Several hotels. Grandma
Yeah.
Kelly, I think, stayed in a hotel when she came. So
I'd rather be in camp at least in the cabin areas, you know.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to drink. You know, I'm not a big drinker, but if I end up drinking with you Carolina boys and stuff, I don't want to be driving home
yeah,
or back to a room. I'd rather just stumble to a cabin.
yeah.
Do any of the cabins have hot tubs? They might have a bathtub you could fart in, Bill. So,
Yeah. I don't think there's any. They have showers there that are public.
yeah, the way you come down, can do, it's not far from me at all, really. Double shots, huh? Bacchus, good to see you also.
So next week you got West Coast Gold.
Yep,
Week after that, you actually have Jim from Cottonwood Trails on the show, correct?
yeah.
So that'll be interesting to hear all about it.
Well, I'd like to get a good spill on what's going to be happening throughout the season. And I know he has club meetings there and other, like, he has Independence. I forget the name, Jim, but he has a big one for July, and he has his Oktoberfest, which that's the one I went to kind of end the year. It's actually snowed on us that
Oh
year.
wow.
Um, but yeah, that should be good. Get a nice taste of his calendar of events coming up.
Yeah.
Then,
I know April I'll go, May I'll go. Who knows what the the rest of the year holds.
And you're going up. Isn't Mrs. JP going to Chicago or something in
Yeah,
April?
that's when she goes to Chicago. That's when I'm gonna zoom over to Cottonwood.
Very good. Yeah, it ain't all too far for me, about 4 hours. So
It's three. I think it's about three from their house to the gold place.
be a nice little day trip down there. Been a
Inflatable hot
while.
tub. Ohio Relic Hunter has an inflatable hot tub. Takes 24 hours to get hot though.
There you go. You better get it set up and working on it early, Bill.
is
Definitely.
he close to you?
No, he's about 5 hours away, four and a
Oh,
half hours
okay.
away, depending on which way you drive. Uh,
Gotcha.
he's he's southeast of Columbus, and I'm west central. I'm about 25 minutes from to the Indiana border, if that.
Oh, okay.
About 40 minutes to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where
Oh,
he's closer to the Pennsylvania border, or that little finger of, be more like that little finger of West Virginia.
gotcha. Indiana Gold Getter Scotty says he's wanted to go to Cottonwood Trail, so hey, there you go. Let's go.
There you go. You have to stop work for at least a weekend, Randy, Scotty, Tony. I know you have young kids and stuff, and we know they're expensive. So I know you have to work hard, buddy, and you do. So, but you need some time off, rejuvenate, find some gold. Why do I find that not hard to believe?
Working now.
Yeah, taking a break and watching the show.
Have
I
you been out
want.
with the Metal Maven lately?
No. I was gonna go down there last weekend, but the weather turned crap, and we had some serious winds and rain, and I wasn't gonna go out metal detecting, even though my detector's waterproof. I'm not gonna get soaked in cold rain. I still have to make it to work and keep my health, you know.
Yeah.
But hopefully soon I'll be getting together with Nailed It Detecting and Ohio Metal Maven. They just picked up a new permission. I want to get down there uh, before they start planting. Um, and there's another place where I have a couple of shorts of um, where Ludwig Falls, Ludlow Falls is, and really nice falls. I'd like to take my magnet to the plunge hole there. And there was a house that burnt down. It dates back into the 1800s. I found survey marker on the hill and by the fence line, and I found the old stairs going down the hill towards the waterfall. So I definitely want to get up there. Nailed it, found like oh, it's back in the day, not a Roy Rogers decoder ring or a Batman decoder ring, but it's like a girl detective. I forget the name, but it's like it's the decoder badge. it probably ends up saying, "Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine" or something with it. So.
Oh, palsy
Orphan
balls.
Annie, yes,
Orphan
Bill.
Annie.
Orphan Annie. It's a decoder badge, and for being so close to the house that burnt down, it's in remarkable condition. It still turns and everything. No, it wasn't Nancy Drew. I believe it was Orphan Annie.
I don't remember much of the Orphan Annie. A little bit. HD has a cure.
Gold fever reliever. Um, Actually, unfortunately, I don't think my friends in Alabama sell pay dirt anymore, but they used to sell it. They were the first that I saw it. It was gold fever pay dirt, and it came in a medicine bottle, and it was pretty good stuff. They mined it themselves and sold what they mined. A lot like you do, JP, because your pay dirt bags are mostly stuff you mined, right?
The material is the gold usually isn't. The gold's too small for the average panner, so to speak, and so I just use bigger gold usually. There's a little bit of the super fine stuff, but not much of it. That's what I use to when I make them the plus over a little bit, and
Okay.
put the real fine stuff in there. But I don't like them to be too hard for people unless I know that they're they're experienced, and then it gets kind of challenging. But
Right, that it's more of a uh, more experienced panners.
yeah, they're gonna get some of the Cape Disappointment sand sprinkled in I got from Dennis Hedrick, and some of the magnetics that I just pulled out of a bucket of dirt one time. And those magnet fishing magnets, they really pull out the magnetics, so you can really get you a pile of the real heavy stuff.
Yeah, just make sure you do it through a coffee can lid or something. That way you could get all of it off. But I know Kratos gives you a scraper, and our sister Rose would say definitely have a scraper. Good seeing you, Paul Anthony.
I'll try and keep them clean. I know Brewer got a magnet from Rose and Angela, and he just got finished restoring it the other day. It looked really good. So, and it still had some power to it.
Nice, nice. I gotta get my magnets wet more. You know, Sister Rose and Angela kind of inspired me to get a magnet. I got a couple,
I
and
think they did that to a lot of people, actually.
yeah, I think so. And I pass over bridges almost on a daily coming home from work, and there's some I want to definitely hit. Uh,
Graveyard Prospecting says his bags are 100% wild caught gold. Well, I mean, unless you shave down a ring, it's all wild caught. But me personally, I invest all the time and effort to go get it. I'm going to keep it for myself. When I get bags of pay dirt, I pan them out, and that's the gold that I put in the bags. It's all a matter of personal preference and what you're marketing to the customer. If people want the wild caught gold, then there they have it right there. You're offering them that product.
Rose goes, it was so clean. She must be talking about the bridges and stuff in Ohio. I guess that's just by the flash bash zones, Rose. Hopefully I'll find something. Graveyard. I actually don't sell bags.
Oh, well, there you go.
I there was a time I was like a lot of other prospectors, and like our good friend Brian Wilder, I have vials of every place I found it and what state, and I could tell you where, when, and how. But now, I look at it as a means of resource. So most of the gold I find now, JP, I turn around and auction or sell, you
Yeah.
know. Usually not straight out sell. I'll auction the nuggets and I'll do like a donation raz for a bag.
Yeah.
And so, it helps me do other things. No,
Of
not the
course. I mean,
magnet.
that's.
Jeffrey stored, I'm sure. Ah, okay. Okay. He was talking about Jeff's
Oh, heavy metal
restoration.
detective.
Colin, bro. Good to see you. Jason AU, Colorado, just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday, even though I know I wished you a happy birthday on your birthday, so, but still. But it's good to see Colin. I haven't seen that guy in way too long.
It has been a while.
Hopefully, he'll be able to make it up to Candu's birthday.
Tiny birds.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
I know there's a lot going on in his life right now.
Yeah, HG said the 21st and 22nd weekend. Heavy says he'll be there 100%.
Excellent, Heavy. Excellent. Last night, April 21st and 22nd weekend. Cool, cool. Mason Merck, how you doing? Good to see you.
Graveyard doesn't plunder the graveyards, just works the shift. Okay, so that makes sense now, the name.
Yeah, yeah. He's not a grave digger, not a grave robber. I
Prospector that works the graveyard shift.
yeah, I was kind of doing the same thing, JP. Uh, now, hopefully next year, 2024, I'll be able to make it to the motherlode to Blue Leads Nugget Hunt.
Next year?
Yeah. It just so much has happened, JP, in the last 7 months,
I believe it, man.
and very little of it's been good. Very little.
Well, I mean,
So hopefully the last half of this year, or the last 2/3 of this year, is going to be totally awesome. I
well,
try and be optimistic. Because being a pessimist and
doesn't get you very far.
no, get you all grumpy, and then no one wants to even hang with you, and you get depressed and you don't want to do jack. Been there, done that. Almost bought the T-shirt, and I don't want to write the book. So I want to live my life and enjoy my friends and their company and seeing places and finding stuff.
Totally understand 100%. If you do what you want to do when you want to do it, and don't worry about what anybody says, because you might not be able to do it tomorrow.
Right. I only one I really worry about who says anything is the one I have to live with.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only one that matters. If she says no, you better reconsider for a little bit.
Yeah, but Judy, after all, she's really cool about my little adventures and stuff, and it was nice when she was able to go do them more with me, but um, even now, she'll be like, go out, have fun with your friends, hope you find something really cool. Um,
And it's good to have that kind of support, And that's one thing I like with Rose's situation, Her husband lets her come on all the adventures with us and stuff, and I've been to the house, had dinner with him. He's an awesome dude, and he just likes other things,
well,
So
for Rose, for him to be lucky enough to get Rose and a ring around her finger, I could only imagine he's a top-notch guy, you know, because
yeah,
Rose is an awesome chick. What can we say,
well that's true. I can't add much more than that.
Love
So
her like the sister she is, JP, and I
yep.
know you feel the exact same way, and I know Mrs. JP does
Oh,
too.
she probably does a little more than me. I don't know.
It's
You
probably,
know, the girls
probably.
have a bond, The girls always have a bond when it comes to things. So, but mine sends me on trips to California to do this, and she goes on cruises with her girlfriends.
Oh
So,
yeah.
you know,
If Judy wanted to go somewhere with some friends, if I can't trust her, I'm not gonna be with her. So go have fun, enjoy, and I'll hear all about it when you come back. And she's
exactly.
a lot of the same way. When I went to the Motherlode with Jesse and Dano, and when Jesse and I took our trip down to Georgia and the Carolinas a few years back.
Heavy says, Rosie, we protected Rosie anytime we're out. He personally sinks his bladder.
Heavy metal. Oh man. Now we have two of them in here. JP, we have Ohio Relic Hunter and Heavy Metal. uh,
GoPro wanting to send his wife away with mine. Sure.
there you go. A woman's retreat.
I have to get a woman's event coordinated.
We love you too, sis. Uh, I think Graveyard sent me some
Somebody
treasure
said they sent
porn.
you some treasure porn. I remember seeing it.
He sent me some treasure porn. And uh, if anyone else wants to share, send any treasure porn to be shared, um, please feel free. It is Open Line Tuesday, and that's one of the things we do on Open Line Tuesday.
Heavy,
Pardon
call in.
me.
I'll get out of here. Somebody else can call in.
Well, you can stay put until someone does call
Okay.
in. Or we could try to bust Zoom. I'm allowed to have up to 100 people in here.
Oh, well. Everybody call in. Let's see if we can break the Zoom.
Let's see if we can break Zoom, no doubt. I'm not limited to just 10 like on my stream yard. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Um,
It's Mayu, Colorado says we can break it.
Want to see some gold porn, people?
Yeah, let's see it.
It's a pretty piece, too. Really nice. It's actually a small specimen. I wish he had a dime by it or something. Let's take a look at it.
Heavy said he can't call in. He's busy lurking like a spirit animal. It's a goat named Two Toes.
Yeah, Titos is one of our lurking friends, along with Dan Hurd and maybe Clash Guitars. He lurks too sometimes, but ain't that a pretty piece of
That
gold right
is.
there?
That is.
Quartz, beautiful, beautiful piece. Lovely. Lurk but with love. We know you do, David. Looks like there's the flip side there. That's really nice.
That is.
Find that sniping or sluicing. Inquiring
Disrespect
minds
to any
wants
mics
to
in
know.
the chat.
Really nice.
It is. What's it weigh? Did he put it in the email?
Let me. I didn't see any weight. No. Sent from my iPhone. Definitely beautiful gold.
Sluicing 0.18 grams.
Nice. Nice.
Maybe grains, but I'd say grams.
Yeah, I think he typed since he
It would be like
and
18 grains. Yeah, grams.
0.18 grams. Nice, nice.
Almost a quarter.
Hey, it's a beautiful specie.
Yes, it is.
I'd be happy if I'm that sluicing, sniping, high banking, dredging. I'd be happy.
Oh, for sure.
I won a
Mason
gram
Murphy.
of gold on over the weekend.
First
Nice,
gold ever.
nice,
Congratulations. Now you're hooked.
nice.
Once you see it in your hand, you're going to say, I want more.
Yeah, I know what's really cool, Mason, and once you pan it and you see that flash in your pan, I don't care if it's pay dirt bag you purchased from a club or an outfitter like ipanforgold.com or Vendetta Prospecting, both very good pay dirt bags companies. That gets your heart jumping and stuff and gives you a little bit of the fever. But when you first find your first wild gold, I don't know much that tops that. Then you want more and bigger.
Yeah,
It
bigger.
reminds me of the song Mr. Brownstone.
Yo.
But
And then you go to California and you start looking for bigger gold, and then you get snowed out. So you got to go back a few months later because the bug's bad. It's real.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. You know.
Oh, we did. We made the best of it, and that's
Well, of course, of course. You know, with prospecting trips, nothing's guaranteed. The
no.
weather's not guaranteed. The gold's not guaranteed. The
Oh,
adventure may be guaranteed.
the gold was good. I mean, we found gold in the first 20 minutes we were on the river.
Oh, I believe it. I believe
It
it.
it was just we didn't get enough days without the snow because we got the first day and a half is all we had, and then the snow says, "No, you're done."
And I'm sure the rivers were really high. Ever since it seems like I left California shortly after Christmas Day and started heading home, and they were started getting inundated with storms. Boom, 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 boom. And I know a lot of that was up in the mother lode, which stuff like that's very good for us, washes down more gold. So maybe the next time I'm up there, either out with Smith's Gold and Two Toes and Bennett, or Top Cat, of course,
They were gonna come, but they like Bennett couldn't get out of his driveway and stuff like that. So it was
Bennett has a fairly steep driveway, and it's like a one-lane kind of steepish road to his house. Beautiful area. Beautiful area.
there's gold in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, really good gold in New Hampshire. Vermont has very good gold.
Yeah.
I did in like 4 hours sluicing. I hit a really killer spot. I was up there around Broadbrook area, and in 4 hours, I believe what I pulled out of that brook was 4.6 grams in roughly 4 hours.
That's
So
nice.
averaging a gram an hour just by shovel, shovel and classifier.
I mean, I got close to a half a gram just from the first few hours that we were there in the dark. I mean, we're using headlamps and stuff to prospect on these rocky cliffs and stuff at Edwards Crossing. So
Okay.
we're up on these rocks with headlamps on and everything. So this was after flying all day, driving from Southern California up, and then we hit the river till like 5:36 in the morning. So we were pretty spent, but we went back the next day. So we were on the river for maybe 7 or 8 hours, it seemed like, and we got a half gram. So I can only imagine if we would have been able to hike further and go different places and stuff, how much we could have found.
Hey, Ken, this guy right here, JP.
Ken is awesome.
He's a legend.
He is. He calls into the bar every now and then, and he tells us stories, man. We love it. We appreciate it.
That guy's been mining forever.
Ever.
He's a dredger. He's fabricated his own equipment. He's an Idaho legend, a Pacific Northwest legend. Quite the staple also over at goldprospectorspace.com. Yeah, I enjoy listening to his stories and stuff.
Rookie gold prospector in the house.
Indiana Gold, Glitter Getter, they have gold. All the Utah guys just lie and say there's no gold in Utah, or it's all on the Latter-day Saints temple or something. But we know.
Always, yeah. They wouldn't be there and going out if there wasn't gold there.
That's right. That's right.
Gold Pro resembles that. So there you go.
That you do, Jeff. That you do. Is Dan Zoller in the house? Hey, Dan, how you doing, bud? Howdy, prospectors. Good to see you, Dan.
What's up, Dan?
Dan lives up in the mother lode.
Oh, nice.
Placerville, I think. Maybe not. Dude, I forget. I forget. Like, this year would be nice. I'd love to make it out to Vermont, hit the creek with Brother Joseph of Green Mountain Gold Trap and Heath Dottie. I know they have some decent no-tell-em creeks and
I'm
stuff.
sure.
and Vermont's been very good to me, and I'd like to get back there.
Because you guys, what, made 15-hour drive for like 2 days?
Yeah, just the weekend. So
Fever is real.
it's real, all right. But good to see you, Dan. Good to see you, buddy. I hope all's well in the motherlode, my friend, up at the farm and all.
Hopefully, it doesn't have more snow coming because there was a lot when I was there.
Well, they've been getting hammered high in the Sierras, but you know, they need it. They've been in a drought for probably a decade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lake Havasu was about bone dry, and I'm sure a lot of their reservoirs were. So they need the snowpack. They need the water. So
All the crops that
Pollock
come out of
Pines,
California. It'll be interesting this year to see what happens with them.
10 miles east of Placerville on Highway 50. Pollock Pines. I knew that, Dan. I knew that. I just forgot it. Blonde moments, brother.
You use that blonde moments awful lot, just like in editing.
Hey, you can pull it off when you're partially blonde, you know. A ginger like you can't really pull that off,
No,
brother.
no. Heavy says there's something about no video ban at Lake Havasu. Huh.
I believe it because of all the bodies they've been finding and stuff. They probably put a halt to a lot of content creators going out there. Oh, one day, Heath. Maybe one day too. I'll meet you on the river. Just ask JP
It does happen.
and Rose. It does happen.
It does happen. You just have to make it there.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
The Pony Express. Dan, I'm JP Lawns and More.
I totally forgot about the.
Says the red beard from JP's bar.
Yeah, you know, JP, there was a time when my hair was a lot redder. It was never
Really?
quite that red. My oldest brother has that red.
You had more like the strawberry.
Yeah, I always had blonde highlights and strawberry blonde. My middle brother, my late brother, he was a dirty blonde, much like my mom's hair. My dad was a redhead. That's why they called him Red, and that's where the name of Red's Coins and Collectibles comes from.
Gotcha.
My dad. And he's the one that originally got me into collecting and history and traveling. I blame him for all my loves, you know. My love of travel, my love of adventure, antiques and history and stuff. He was a California historian and a coin collector and token collector and really into antiques. He used to wheel and deal in antiques, and we he was the first to take me out metal detecting. He was the first to take me to the swap meets and thrift stores. I used to always go on his rounds with him to antique shops and coin stores. And I But what I liked best, since he was a teacher and my mom was a nurse and would bank a bunch of vacation time, every year until I was like 14, we would travel 6 to 8 weeks every summer. And we'd travel all across the country. Before I was 15, I'd been to all the lower 48
Holy
and
cow.
all like southern provinces along the border, you know. And he gave me my wanderlust and my love of travel. So yeah, he was a great guy. You'd like him too. I know you
Awesome.
would, JP. He's a cool guy.
I bet.
Benzo bro in the
Benzo in the
house.
house.
Benzo. Most excellent crowd in here tonight, like every Tuesday night. Wonder if anyone else sent anything in. No.
Nobody else wants to call in.
Yeah, definitely. The Zoom invite links posted to the top of the chat. You could stop in, say hi, and visit with JP and I.
GoPro, call in.
Ed, scroll up a bit.
Scroll up.
Well, Ed, I am hoping to get out to Cottonwood in May. The fest is a few days after my 50th birthday.
There you go.
If you're coming to Candu's birthday, I am going to be there. I am going to be there. Well, it helps when your parents both love to travel and see things, and we had a van that was all fixed up for a couple old folks that weren't hippies but loved to travel. Um, yeah, my dad was a history teacher, and he would take us to all kinds of cool places, all kinds of cool places. And I ended up doing the same thing to my kids. You know, I drag them all over the western states. But usually I was prospecting because I was prospecting by that time.
Okay. GoPro can't call in. He's going on a spinny break. Okay.
Okay, yeah. How long does a spinny break take you?
Not that long.
Where does it say in the script that GoPro Unlimited steals the Cocktails Miners lines?
Everybody has adapted the spinny break now.
True. KP, you, everybody.
Everybody's, yeah.
Everybody.
It is definitely between spinny breaks and safety meetings. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Right. Excellent, Heath. Heath says, one day may be soon, Ed. Laugh out loud. Excellent. It's a code. Jeff says, it's a code.
It is.
David Villa says, we overuse it. Well, I know Jeff uses it quite a bit. Every soldier, spinny break.
It seems like after about 5, that's usually what happens. And his just seemed to evaporate, so he has a real bad problem for it.
Yeah. I have to have my coffee spinny breaks too because ask Rose, I run off coffee. JP knows that too. Yeah. I run off of coffee.
300 to 300 minutes, it varies widely.
Right. Benzo's working hard. He's Chef Boyardee in it on the night shift now, ain't he?
I don't know if he's working today or not. he should have been off today, but who knows? They may have called him in.
That's
Dan's
good, Dan.
Dan's keeping real safe.
Oh, he says it's snowing right now, too.
Oh. So I just
And
finished editing the other half of the California trip, and when we were down in the desert, it started snowing in the desert. So
oh, it will do that in the desert. Benzo did say, "Hey, gang, wave, Ed, peace, working hard."
okay,
So, yeah. And David Villa just said he said working hard. I
well,
notice in the live chat now though I have a heart right here though. And you can do hearts now and laughing faces, I guess, and
yeah,
Kavivi things and what's that like a
I
oh
don't know what
my
that
face?
does.
Oh 100%. Huh.
I noticed
Cool.
on my phone I could do it, but I don't see them in the.
Well, I didn't see it last week when we had Kayla on. That was a great show too last week
Yes,
with
it was.
with Kayla, and man, she's really talented with her work. I have a couple things in my in my shopping cart that I need to pull the trigger on and buy before they sell out.
Yeah. If it's in the shopping cart at her store, you better, because that stuff is really nice.
Yeah, well, we should do a practice run, Jim, sometime before the 11th.
Oh, there's no better time than right now. He can practice
That's
it.
true. You have to. I don't really know how to navigate Zoom with the phone. You know, I'm like you, JP, at your house. I'm on a computer with a couple of monitors, so it's a whole different world than on your phone. But I know there's quite a few who use their phone, and you can hop on Zoom with your phone. A lot of my guests have been
Hmm.
strictly on phone. Kayla was on her phone, so yeah. I talked to Justin, uh, Alaska Gold Hunter.
Yeah.
He's we haven't nailed down a date, but I'm gonna pick him up. I believe he's on Prospectors Radio this coming Sunday also,
Really?
starting at
Okay.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Time over at their YouTube channel or
Hmm.
over at prospectorspace.com. But Justin seems like a really good guy. He's from the Pacific Northwest, from Oregon. I know Ken speaks highly about him. He used to operate a forum for Oregon prospectors and stuff. I was a member because I was in the Northwest, but on those old forums, JP, I lurked a lot. But
Gotcha.
anyone who's guilty of lurking, I'm with you. I lurk at a lot of live streams. There'll be days I sit and just listen and don't say nothing at JP's bar after my auctions. Sometimes I'll hop in if they're
Yeah.
still on and have the link. And or Benzo's, I lurk quite a bit at Benzo's and a lot of others, uh, unless I have Deej, digging with Deej. I do a Mr. Lodak there. I try and be a good moderator for Deej, and along with Digging Canuck Liz. so tend to be more active in their chats. But I'm as guilty as Dan Hurd and Two Toes and Shane Clash and a lot of those guys. Even though I'm a very small, very, 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 very small channel, I'm a lurker. I'm guilty of it, JP. I'm guilty.
It's all
I
right.
I lurk on Guidos. I lurk on Brewers. I lurk, and sometimes I'm so bad I'll leave it running and I'll go multitask and I'll give you the thumbs up and the watch time and then I come back and I listen and I'm like, okay, what's up?
And sometimes that's what I'll do. I'll put one on this channel, one on this screen, and one on this screen, and split this screen in half and try and listen to them all. But
I do that too,
I mean, there's
multiple
just
screens, multiple tabs.
yeah.
And try and pay attention to feel like a tennis ball or something going back screen to screens.
But then you try and chat in the chat one time, and you're on the wrong screen listening to the other one, and then it gets really confusing.
I think next time next time I hop into one of yours, I think I'll try that multicast thing that we're
We've
allowed to
tried
do
it.
now.
We've tried it a few times. It's the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that they don't consolidate the chats. There's no way to consolidate the chats from all the
All of the
YouTube channels
chats
into
from
one
like
chat for StreamYard.
when Tin Man was doing it last week or last Saturday, when I hopped in and I know you brought it up, I noticed the button. I was tempted, but um, so maybe someday, maybe those guys at StreamYard they're improving it more and more all the time.
They
So
are.
So maybe they'll be able to get to the point where they can incorporate all that chat. I
Well,
could
I would just
imagine it's
like it.
pretty hard though.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I just like it to where if you're on my show, that you could still be able to type in the chat on StreamYard.
Right.
That would be a really good feature just to try and get the chats worked out where the people that are on the panel can call in and be able to chat on StreamYard from their computer, but it show up as their name.
I appreciate it, Terry. Terry says, I do it too, Ed, but not on your show.
4 screens in front of you. I don't have enough video outputs for 4.
How many monitors do you have, JP?
Just 2. I got a 40-inch and a 30.
Okay. I have 3 monitors. One's actually a flat TV that
Yeah,
I
that's what.
turned into a monitor. And I forget what, I think it's 32. Then I have a couple of like 20-inch monitors. It helps. It helps, especially if you stream a lot, right, JP?
Yeah. Well, I tried I guess it's a 60-inch, and it was a little bit big for being so close to
I could imagine. Oh my God.
it needs to be a little bit further away than what I have for area right here, but it worked great. You can see everything.
Well, if I had my tape measure with me, Bill, I could let you, or Jeff, I could let you know for sure.
Got one here. You need to borrow it.
Sure. Oops. Reach for the wrong monitor, doggone it. I used to have one in here. Can't find it. And I don't want to go out to my truck to look for it.
Nah, you don't need one.
No, I don't. I'm just taking a guess at the size of my monitors. But I remember the day when I did this on my laptop. Oh my God. Remember those days, Mr. Lodak? Oh my goodness. And then I worked on, it was a decent laptop, but it had a good graphics card, but I didn't have the RAM and stuff for it. And all these good people put up with the buffering and everything.
I went and watched some of your first videos, and
Yeah, back in the Blame YouTube days, that's right. Mr. Lodak, right. But sometimes it is YouTube. Back then, finally JP, Mr. Lodak is like, Ed, you know what stats for nerds are? And he showed me and pointed out how bad my frames per sec or my time to render frames and all that stuff. And I'm like, looks like I
Harry
need
Curry,
to upgrade.
that's kind of what happens Saturday nights at the bar. There's anywhere from 2 to 10 people that all have shows that usually will call in or just sit around and talk.
That's right, like friends around the campfire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Having a couple of monitors definitely helped, Dan. Torchy on the run. Good evening. Good to see you. Welcome. I don't know if you can hear my granddaughter in the background. I guess she's hunting cobwebs.
So I'm gonna get off here and take the dogs out, and I'll still be in the chat, but let somebody else come up. Maybe they didn't want to come up while I was up here.
Seems that way, you know.
But I think a lot of people are still used to where you will only let one person come up at a time now. I remember before it used to be just a bunch of people called in.
Yeah, but
I think you should do not just completely cancel the whole show. Do a open line Tuesday once a month and make it a free for all where everybody can just all call in and try and break.
And try and break Zoom and have us all in. That could probably be a thing instead of like totally taking off those 4 months. Just have an open line Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month, like normal.
Yeah.
And that's right. Don't want to really say free for all. I'd like it to be a coherent conversation instead of everybody stepping all over each other and then no one enjoys it. You know what I mean? Don G. Good to see you, Don.
Next Tuesday, if I don't see you before, and I'll definitely see you in May.
That's right, sir. And hopefully I'll see you April too.
All right. Sounds good, man. It's good talking to everybody.
What was those dates again, Jim? 20th and 21st?
April's gonna be the 22nd weekend. That's Saturday, the 22nd.
Okay.
In April.
Gotta write that down. That would only be a day trip anyway.
Yeah.
But definitely May. I put in for the 18th and 19th and the next Monday off. So I want to be there in the evening of the 18th.
I'll be there Thursday. Not sure what time.
Well, I believe that's the 18th.
Yep. I just looked.
I want to leave here fairly early, so I'd be there around noon, 1-ish.
Oh, okay. Good deal. I'll see you then for sure.
All right. Take your babies out.
Yeah, man. I'll see you guys later.
All right, JP. Thanks for
See you,
calling in,
everybody.
brother.
No problem, man.
All right. My brother JP. Now I need to fix my graphic over here. I wish Zoom was easier to work with sometimes. Liz, if you're still here, I definitely know how you feel when you open up and want people to call in and say hi, and no one does it. But right now, hop in if you want to. Tin Man, how you doing, Willie? Good to see you. It's, I understand. You know how it is, Liz. Oh, good to see you here too, sis. I'll have to post something up on mine. A shot of snow. I haven't seen nothing on your channel in a long time, Dan. I should check. I should check. JP has some pretty decent stuff, Dan. You'd probably like it. I'm working on something to try to curb being out of work. Got some gold drying and digging through dams. Nice, nice. Mr. Lodak, you gonna sell some gym bags, buddy? Gonna sell some gym bags? That's 3 more rum for me. Arr. You know, Jim, I still have my black flag. My black mast. It's black mast treasure recovery team, I think, flag somewhere. Oh, it's in my shop. In my shop, my dredge flag. All right, we have Gold Pro Unlimited coming in the house. Jeff. Check your mic, Jeff. Can't hear you, buddy. I haven't posted too much, but do have a new phone, so I can post again. Just need to get back into it. I hear you, buddy. Thinking 1 gram bags with miscellaneous stuff I have, opal, spats, arrowheads, gems, etc. Cool, cool, Mr. Lodak. Cool, cool. Jeff's audio's still trying to connect. But I appreciate all of you hanging out. I appreciate all the likes and loves. Greatly appreciated. Appreciate the gold porn, as always. Our friend Willie's in the waiting room. Now I gotta make you both fit. And jumped out. Tim? Willie? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
And I can hear you.
Mm.
I don't know what was with Jeff's mic, because usually when we have our Zoom meetings, he has no problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Strange.
Yeah, it is. But you know how technology can be.
Yeah, it is. It's confusing.
Couldn't find the mic option. Huh.
Down bottom left corner.
Yeah, bottom left corner where it's always at. He was on his phone though. I'm not sure how you do it. You touch you touch your screen, and I believe it pops up, and you
Yeah,
can.
don't use that on my phone. I only got SteamYard. But I had to reinstall this earlier, so bear in mind, new computer. So
Oh, wasn't there strange? Heavy Meadow says bottom left on phone also.
hmm.
Yeah, I never get into Zoom on Zoom or StreamYard on my phone, so touch screen and it will pop up, Jeff. Yeah, it's all good, brother. Appreciate you. You had no problem when you were my guest co-host that one time. I don't understand, so it is what it is. Don't know. So what's Willie been up to?
Running around the Kansas lakes with Mad Mag 1. I guess you could say he's my new partner.
Yeah, you said you kind of had a new magnet fishing partner, and it's a lot safer than you out exploring by yourself, Willie.
That's true. And I've been doing that for 5 years, so
Yeah, because you have a lot of friends all over the country, and we'd hate to see you or hear of you getting hurt because you're out on an adventure by yourself.
yeah, definitely.
So, any good, interesting finds?
Uh, well, the first episode that I did out with uh Dennis is his name, goes by Bucky. He found just one of those old folding chairs and a few other larger objects, but nothing in my category yet. I'm still trying to figure out where I can go. I mean, I've been from central part of the state to the east part of the state, but he seems to find a few more bits and pieces where he goes since he's in the older part of the state near the Missouri border. So I just need to get out more.
Now, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you being in the land of Jesse James and the Knights of the Golden Circle was pretty active in that part. Have you ever thought about looking for any of that type of stuff?
When it comes to metal detecting and looking up old legends, I wouldn't have any idea where to begin. I mean, I've heard about all that stuff. It's just, I still can't really get into the whole metal detecting thing. Every time I pick it up, it's like, do I really want to get into this? I mean, I do. If I'm in a group, I could probably figure that thing out, but you know, I still gravitate towards the magnet.
Well, that's
But
cool. And there's bodies
it,
of water all over.
yeah, it's easier for me to pick a spot and go out to a lake or a river and find junk in the metal area. But metal detecting, yeah, it does have its appeal, and I got those right behind me. But I don't know. I always seem to like kind of freeze up when it comes to the metal detecting. I mean, I went to Tri Valley's event last year, and they gave me a good taste of metal detecting, I guess you could say. I did it as a kid and found all sorts of stuff, and yet when I try and do it as an adult, I can't remember how to find anything. It's just, I think my luck has kind of shifted between the metal detector and then to the magnet. But I don't know. I'll just have to figure something out.
Um, Mr. Lodax, like Tin Man magnet fishing, are you in Rumspringa now? Looking
I
a
figured
little
you would bring that up.
Amish. You're
Mm,
looking at some people I see on job sites around here all the time. I was gonna say, when'd you get married, Willie?
yeah, I kind of went for a different look. I see the Amish all the time, so I like to mess with my bosses. That, hey, did I go Amish yet? Used to actually work with an Amish man, though he never grew a beard.
Then he wasn't married. Was he married?
No, he got married a few years ago. He's already got 2 kids.
Now he's
So
grown a beard.
I
I,
think he might be. Yeah.
from what I understand, that's kind of like their wedding band.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
There's a lot of nice gentlemen that come around my boss's shop and ask for certain things to be pressure washed and whatnot. And there's an older gentleman who got a fairly large beard down here. And then there's also the individuals that drive the tractors and whatnot around here.
Ohio Relic Hunter said if he was married, that beard would be gray already.
Maybe. I mean, I just turned 31, so I'm looking forward to the salt and pepper.
I hear you, Dan. It's gonna be a gold rush year in the Motherlode and all of California. Syracuse, Motherlode, Southern. It's gonna be a good year, and I'm kind of bummed that I can't make it this
Hmm.
year. I'd love
Yeah.
to be able to make it every year like Dano's able to, but Dano owns his house flat out. No mortgage, no nothing, and which is good. I guess he didn't put no kids through college like Judy and I did.
Hmm.
But hey, it is what it is.
That it is.
I just hope he has a good season and don't hurt his foot and find some gold. Indiana Gold Getter says back in the day, people would put pennies in the post boxes if you detect old lines of 1800 past post office. I hear it's a guaranteed check. Huh.
Impressive.
Okay. I like looking under clothesline because all the silver I've ever found has been under clothesline. So I like looking under clotheslines now.
Yeah, I've heard clotheslines are a good place to find a lot of good coins. My grandmother and grandfather's property is actually an old trading post of the
Ooh.
town, and there's a lot of old trading tokens that they're made out of aluminum. They look like the miners' tags
right?
almost.
I love trade tokens. I like collecting trade tokens and tokens in general more than like currency coins, like
Mm-hmm.
coinage, because it's more scarce. The mintages are a lot less, and I think it has more historic significance. Hey, Kyle Keaton Prospecting, how you doing? Uh, that'd be an interesting spot. You might want to do like my friend Greg Shipley does. He's
Mm-hmm.
working an old trading post that's it started off a trading post in Fort Laramie, Ohio. Then it became the fort at Fort Laramie, and now it's a farm, and he's been excavating it for the past 5 years every summer.
Wow.
And they reclaim it at the end, and they give all the relics to the owner,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they record it and keep really good data of it. But they work in like 2 inches at a time. They'll metal detect the sod, they'll grid it out, metal detect the sod, get targets, then they'll take off the sod, detect it, then everything they take off 2 inches at a time, they put through a classifier and they screen through it. And then they take material that's been screened and take it down to the creek and screen again to look for trade beads. Um, because the Indians would come up the creek and do a lot of trading with the people that had the trading posts there. And this is late 1600 or late 1700s. And then it was a fort during the War of 1812. And so there's uh,
A lot of
Mad,
history.
yeah, Mad Anthony Wayne built a fort there when he was making all the forts going up like the Aglaes River and
Uh-huh.
up into the Maumee and to the Great Lakes and stuff. And when
Almost sounds like John Brown almost from the area of Trade Post, the oldest settlement here in Kansas on the Missouri-Kansas border. And when that town was wiped out, since it was just a fort, I believe, uh, John Brown went down there. And then, well, let's just say that's
didn't
probably
John
one of his.
Brown have kind of a small army?
Yeah, he did.
He was
Uh,
also I want to say he was on the Confederate. He was like guerrilla warfare for the Confederacy and had a
might be.
small army.
Yeah, I believe he was also anti-slavery, though.
Oh, anti-slavery, so he
Yeah,
was
John.
with the Union.
Yeah, I believe that was the Union. There's a whole uh, personal history that's down in that town. I might have to swing by one day and do a video on that. It's a really small museum and has some personal history of the individual who owns that property. Apparently, like one of the descendants, I believe.
Um, yeah, he might have been anti-slavery. I know he was like a preacher and
Yeah, it's
stuff
kind
like
of
that.
funny that the famous photo of, or the famous painting of him, uh, rifle in one hand, Bible in the other. That's
Right.
actually on the mural in the Capitol building in Topeka.
Well, that's when I think of Brown. That's how I picture him. Rifle
Hmm.
in one hand and a Bible in another hand. And through, I usually study the history where I'm at, right, more
Hmm.
than anywhere else. But I'll have to study a little bit about that. Because for a minute I thought he was a Confederate sympathizer since Kansas was kind of a middle ground state,
Yeah, it
a
was.
lot like Tennessee was, um, where you had,
That's why. That's why the state's considered bleeding Kansas back in the day because of the issue between slavery and anti-slavery. But old history there.
no reason to be sorry, campsite 419. Better late is never than no. I just wanted to know if Earth Radio's still in the house.
Hmm. Speaking of Ert Radio, I did find something real interesting on a local building here in my hometown.
Cool.
He's into the paranormal, isn't he?
Yeah, mostly
A little.
alien stuff, but his
A little bit.
channel, they dip into the paranormal and stuff too,
Well, it's kind of funny how the local Fox Theater off First Street in Hutchinson is actually the most haunted area in town. It's apparently when they did the EMF readings, it's like one of the highest EMF reading areas in the state,
yeah. Oh,
something like that.
really?
Yeah, but it's nothing considered to Stowell, Kansas. That place you don't want to go near at all. That's
A lot of
considered
spooks there.
Stowell, Kansas, the cemetery. It's considered one of the gateways to hell,
Mm.
apparently. And if you zoom in on Google Maps on it, uh, it's locked up. If you try to go into it, it's quite literally a area that the police will arrest you because they're considering it private property. But uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they say it's one of the most haunted areas in the country.
Wow, Stoles, huh?
Yeah, Stowell, Kansas, which is like south of Topeka,
Huh.
not too far away.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just I dig up a little bit of information here and there from other YouTubers and whatnot.
Oh, I
There's
bet.
a gentleman that I've been following that he does really good.
Stoles, Bill, Stoles, Canyon, Kansas,
Yeah, Stole.
Stole Cemetery.
That's it. Yeah, something about uh there was a witch buried out there underneath a tree or something. And then there's also a grave marker that says witch on it. So it's kind of like, just one of the uh areas that are.
Is it HLES or OLE? STOLE or STOHLE?
I think it's. Let me look here.
Got him searching now, guys and gals.
I just pulled it up the other day. All right, let me just. Stull. Stole.
STULL?
Yeah, it's a really, really small area.
Okay,
It's an
I was
unincorporated.
thinking what Bill
It's
was
near Clinton
thinking
Lake.
STOLE, but it's
Oh,
STULL.
yeah. It's a really small area, and the thing that shows up is the cemetery itself. It's just a small area. It's just kind of crazy that there have been strange happenings there for a long time.
Huh.
It's kind of like the underground of Ellenwood, which is close to Great Bend. Ellenwood is got a fairly haunted hotel you can actually stay in
Oh,
if you
I'm
dare.
sure there's all kinds of spirits everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Let's see. Yeah, Ellenwood, the Ellenwood Underground,
we got
which
stoled out
is
for a second. Yep.
stoled out.
Dan Zoller says downtown Hangtown is pretty ghostly. That's Hangtown, California, which I believe wasn't that Auburn? No, not Auburn. Auburn wasn't Hangtown. Placerville? Was Placerville Hangtown? I forget which was Hangtown. But they used to call it Hangtown because there were a lot of hangings there.
Huh. The name is self-explanatory.
I think it's Bogas Engineering is Chris Bogas's other channel. Derek, one more pan. Good to see another Canadian friend in the house. Daniel Boone killed the bear there.
Really?
Doubt that. I know Daniel Boone blazed a trail through the Cumberland Gap and settled a lot of Tennessee and Kentucky. Actually, I'm related to Daniel Boone.
Really?
Also related to Abraham Lincoln's wife, Mary Todd.
Huh. That's crazy.
And David Villa
Let's.
says, I know 3 miners who wear kilts. Gold in the pipe industry is a brace inside a pipe for support. Who knew? Thanks for that tidbit. Placerville, yes. Hangtown, okay. One of my guesses were right. And supposedly only 3 hangings? Huh.
That's strange.
It's you with a name like Hangtown, you thought Judge Roy Bean would have been living there and be hanging people all over.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. Dig in your local research. Like, go to the Library of Congress and search newspapers for your area and parts of Kansas, really, and check out like old robberies and a lost loot or lost treasure and stuff, and you might be surprised because I know the Knights of the Golden Circle were pretty active in that area, and they were pro-Confederate along with Jesse and Frank James. And
Oh, so they stole all the gold.
well, yeah, besides
Sorta.
being renowned outlaws and train robbers, a lot of the money that they robbed went into the support of the Knights of the Golden Circle. Interesting. It's history is a killer subject. Can be. Well, we're into overline, Will. I appreciate you hopping on after JP had to take out the Bulldogs. It's
Okay.
greatly appreciated. It sure helps. Sure helps. I'm sure you know. John Nebo, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're finding the pay streak, my friend. Getting packed to head home. Hey, it's better late than never, Nebo Gold. I hope you had a good run on your mine in North Carolina, buddy.
Always got to get that gold.
Yep, because Nebo Gold has gold, 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 fee, fi, 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 like the rest of us.
Gold fee.
Remember, next week we have Damon from West Coast Prospecting. Should be a really great show. He'll have some gold porn to show all my friends, show all of you. If you don't, he'll be in trouble, I tell you. He'll be
Oh
in
no, I don't want that.
trouble. No, don't want that. But Damon's been on before in the past. He's killing it. He's in a new direction. He's starting to snipe a lot more, using a hookah system. Can't wait to get caught up with him and his adventures. I know he's been hitting the rivers with some personal friends of mine. Otis Ferris, Mayhem, Inside Bend Prospecting, even though I don't know Inside Bend Prospecting or Mayhem yet. Otis Ferris is a good friend of mine, and so is Damon. Now, well, thank you very much, Terry. I greatly appreciate it. All of you are one of the reasons why it's the biggest reasons why it's such a great show. All of you out there in the live chat right now. So I hope to see you all again. And if you're new here, like I saw some new names, welcome to the Flash Fam. I hope to see you in the future again. William, again, thank you, Tin Man Magnet Fishing.
Anytime.
I appreciate your friendship and really glad to call you a friend, my friend. Until next week, may you always have a flash in your pan. And I know he don't know that's his cue to say, and you know what he's gonna say next, right? But you do know what I'm gonna say next because it does happen, don't it, Willie?
Yes, it does.
Maybe one day too, we'll meet you by some body of water or something by the river. Somewhere, you never know, right, Will?
Yep, anywhere.
Anywhere. Have a good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all. See you next time. But for now, we're out of here. Good night, everybody. Dan, Nebo, JP, Derek, one more fan. Heavy metal. Good to seeing you, brother. Mr. Lodak, thanks as always. David, yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, GoPro Unlimited. Dan Zoller, good seeing you, buddy. Digging Connect, thanks so much for hanging out. Oh, all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.